Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 6. So over the past week, we were obviously blessed and deemed worthy enough by the lords and saviors over at the CW and Warner Brothers, as we were given not just a poster for The Flash Season 6, which in my opinion wasn't the best poster, they could have done better, but we were also given a new promo or trailer sort of thing, which while it wasn't the longest trailer of all time, running at about, I think it's about 9 or 10 seconds or something like that, it did show us a decent amount of stuff in that short amount of time that not only gives us a hint as to what we should expect in those early episodes of Season 6, because that trailer basically contains some stuff from Episode 1 and 2, but also just some stuff for us to get hyped over and think over, what certain things could possibly mean and just all of that stuff. Now, for those wondering when we should get, another trailer or promo like that, I wouldn't expect anything this week. More likely to get something the week after, but you never know, we might get lucky this week. If something does drop this week that does involve Flash stuff, it'd probably be like a combination trailer, but I'm thinking we might just get some Arrow stuff this week, and that's about it. But in this video, we're going to be going over a decent amount of information and set photos from the latest episode of The Flash that is currently filming, that gives us a look at a few things that we're yet to see on set this season, which is, of course, as you'd expect, very exciting. But seeing that episode 8 will be the last episode of this opening arc for this season before Crisis, episode 7 should be very important in regards to the story between Barry and the villain for the opening arc of the season, that of course being Bloodwork. Now, the majority of this stuff is coming from the usual suspect of Canada graphs, so if you want to check out all the photos and all the information from set, and trust me, there is a lot more that I won't be going over in this video just because of the magnitude of it, be sure to click the link in the description down below to check out all of that. So yeah, do that and support him. But of course, throughout this video, be sure to drop all your opinions and stuff down there in the comments section down below, what you think certain things could mean, because the main thing that we go over is definitely going to be, it could be, open to different interpretations. I'm interested to see what you guys think. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you're excited for what you see here, drop a like on the video to show your support and excitement. Now, just quickly, something that won't be in this set photo because no one got photos of it, is that after what we go over in this video, they filmed a scene or scenes with Iris West on a rooftop. There's just a photo here from her on set, so that's what she's going to be wearing, but she's obviously on a rooftop, so yeah, so she was filming on a rooftop. Yep. Hopefully she doesn't jump off and save Barry this time. But yeah, let's jump into the main meat and potatoes, if you want to call it. And the first thing to say is that unlike the video the other day where we went over some episode 6 set photos and all of that, we actually don't have an episode title for this episode, that being episode 7. But I'm sure that will come out soon enough, whenever that might be. But yeah, it's not here at the moment. But on set at the time that these set photos were taken, we had Grant Gustin, who was on camera as both Barry Allen and The Flash. We also had Senthil Ramamurthy, who was of course playing Dr. Ramsey Rosso, but also known as the villain Bloodwork. And we also had Grant Gustin's stunt double there as The Flash at some points for a couple of different purposes, which we will get into throughout the video. And there was also an actress there that was playing the victim of a car accident. She wasn't hit by the car, she was just driving the car and drove into something. And there was also a stand-in actor for Barry Allen when the camera wasn't focused on him. So just someone that, when the camera's blurred and stuff, just gives off the shape of Grant Gustin in the background. So yeah. But the way in which Canada Graphs describes the first bit of filming that he witnessed is that the scene, from his perspective at least, really doesn't make that much sense to him. In the early scene, Grant Gustin was dressed as Barry, so no flash suit, just some casual clothes for him, and he was standing with Senthil as Ramsey Rosso. Now, they were staring at this car crash, where the car's, it's crashed. And this is when suddenly the Flash zips in and treats a woman at the crash. Now, just reminder, Barry's there watching all this happen. So this is actually when Barry moves closer to investigate this random version of the Flash that he sees in front of him, but it doesn't seem like he actually interacts with this version of the Flash in any way, shape, or form. They don't acknowledge each other or anything like that. So Barry just stares at him as he crouches down near him, as the Flash actually helps this woman out and, tries to stop her from dying, I guess. Now, after that scene was filmed, they had this scene shot where Grant, swapped up and he was suited as a Flash. So this was to obviously get the close-ups of him in the suit where that stunt double was previously. So during that scene, the Flash, flashes or speeds in and goes on to treat that woman at the crash. Now, at one point during the scene, the Flash takes his glove off by the looks of it and seems to place his hand on her face. And then moments later, the woman comes to or, wakes up. And this is all going on while Barry and Ramsey are looking on, as I said. So this Barry, of course, that was, the background was that stand-in actor that was referenced earlier on. But, based off that description, what the hell is going on here? Now, the first thing to bring up, as I did mention towards the beginning of the video, is that this is the filming for episode 7, which should be the second last episode of the Bloodwork arc for this season of The Flash. Like, as we heard at Comic-Con this year, this season would almost be like 2 graphic novels, with the Crisis crossover being the event or just the thing that splits them up. So the first would be that presumably first 8 episodes with Bloodwork, or at least, he's the villain at the end of that 8 episodes, and then we will get a completely new arc with a new villain after Crisis. Who know if that villain in the later arc is caused by Crisis or it's teased earlier on. Who knows? That's for us to wait and find out. So with this being the, presumably second last episode, most likely with Ramsey Rosso, aka Bloodwork, you wouldn't expect Barry and Ramsey to be so close, as this, like friendly next to each other and stuff, as it is sort of insinuated in the photos. But it is when you bring in the whole like other version of Barry that comes in. This time is the Flash, when he comes in to help that woman who was involved in the car crash. That is when you have to think to yourself, okay, something strange is probably going on here. And if you just thought of Ramsey Rosso as a random metahuman and didn't know his powers yet, you would think that, okay, maybe he must have some like mind-bending or mind-meddling abilities or powers or something along those lines. But Bloodwork doesn't have that specific type of ability in the comics. As his name would suggest, he more works with blood and, well, controls that, whether it be within his enemies or within and around himself. So there is a possibility that there is a new type of ability that Bloodwork might have on the show that could, that could still have to do with blood, but just be something that is just a bit new. Maybe, and this might sound random, I know it's random, but it's plausible. Maybe he could raise the levels of certain chemicals or toxins or something in someone's blood to the point where they could hallucinate or have an effect where he can take his victims on, a bit of a trip or a journey, which could lead to a scene like this. Because as we know from the description that Canada Grass was able to give us, Barry and the other version of him who is in the Flash suit, they do not interact. That, like, Barry knows he's there, but the other Flash just doesn't seem to acknowledge him at all. So it's almost like a vibe sort of thing that Cisco would have and take you on. You can see all this different stuff that is going on. You can sort of walk around the environment and get as close as you want to certain people in that vibe, but there will be zero interaction between you and those people in the vibe, that are there. So it could be similar to that. Cisco's not in this scene, so Cisco's doesn't have his powers back and vibing Barry, so it's not that. And as we've been told a few times by various people on the show, whether that be Grant Gustin himself or the new showrunner for this season, that of course being Eric Wallace, everything in this opening half of the season, including the arc with Bloodwork, will apparently lead up and lead into Crisis and what goes on in that. So there could be some sort of Crisis connection here. Not saying that Bloodwork causes Crisis or anything like that. Trust me, I'm not saying that. But Barry's previous experiences in the season, like we saw in that short promo that came out a few days ago, possibly Bloodwork can manipulate all that or something like that. Who knows? It will be interesting to see what the significance of what they are seeing, though, with Barry as the Flash, approaching that woman and her coming to as he touches, her face with his bare hand. Not exactly sure what all of that could mean, because this woman I've never seen before on the show. It's not like, unless it's young Nora Allen or something, which I highly, highly doubt. But you never know, we might get more set photos that might further explain this scene, or maybe give us more of a hint as to what's going on here. Who knows? But there was a video posted on Twitter by another Good Samaritan, on Twitter, located in Vancouver, that of course being Themyscira Bound, which shows Barry in almost a panic and worry, which you can see on screen right now. Now, he is at the same location, it's just a different angle, so he's looking at that car crash, you can sort of see the car a bit. It is hard to tell whether it was before or after the Flash shows up, as you can't see Ramsey Rosso in that video, but it was noted that the makeup lady came in and put this red makeup around Grant's eyes to obviously give off the impression that he was crying or at least tearing up or getting emotional. So this just makes this scene even more interesting. As I said, something big has to at least happen in this episode just based off its placement in the season, because Barry versus Bloodwork should be happening at this point. It'd be weird if they're all friendly and then just in the llast episode it's like, oh, I hate you, let's fight. There has to be some build up. So it could even happen around this time in the episode, or maybe even the episode before, and this is just something like a moment where Bloodwork has control over Barry and maybe he's trying to manipulate him or something. It's going to be interesting to see. But there were some new shots of the Flash suit on set. This is actually the first time the Flash suit has been in public filming, so this might have been why they actually released the first look and then the poster and stuff, because they were going to film publicly. I honestly think if they weren't going to film public for even longer, they would have held off showing the suit. I honestly think they would have done that. Might not believe me, but honestly, they held off long enough. I wouldn't have been surprised if they held off even longer if they possibly could. But look, the suit's still amazing. I really, really like it. Any doubts I had about the top piece, like the headpiece, they were releasing that TV line image, which wasn't the best, have all gone, because the poster where it showed the headpiece, it looked great. In here it looks even better. I love how the headpiece has like it's got the holes on it, but underneath you can see like gold. I think that's awesome. And the ear wing pieces are still awesome. I'm really happy with it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on what we went over in this video. What do you think about certain things? What do you think Bloodwork's doing here? And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.